And as always guys, autodidactic means to be self-educated. And we need to be self-educated because if we are not, we have to believe what people tell us, and we have to believe what the government and the law tells us. And as I will show you in this video, what they tell us is wrong, and they know it's wrong. It's complete fraud and it's wordplay, and they are purposely tricking us into creating contracts with them, and this is what it's all about. So this is also how they've stolen all the land, all the houses, all the resources, and pretty much all of our money, which is wealth. So if you can imagine, when there's no money and you have wealth, then you just own it, and if someone wants to take it, it's fairly hard. But when they change it to money, and everything has a money value, and then they bring in things like debt, mortgages, and you have to pay them back. If you can't, they can then take the physical property. So what they're doing is they're swapping physical property and resources for fake money. Well, basically what's happened is they have taken over with paperwork and wordplay. And this is to do with language, of course. And I've always wondered, in my whole life, language has interested me because it's confused me. Our language seems to be very, we don't seem to have enough words, to truly sort of get down into certain subjects. It's a very surface language. When you look at languages especially the Vedic language and Indian languages, and they have these words, people have surnames that are like 20 letters long, and they have all these words and they're very intricate, and they just always seem like they had a lot more context to their language than English. And of course, again, English we know is a conglomerate of, we've got French words and Spanish words and words from everywhere. And then of course we have things like there, and there, son and son. All these words, where and where, that are the same, but we're told they have different meanings. You plant a plant, you build a building. It just seems very simplistic. And there's a reason for this, and it's because they've changed our language, guys. We've got to learn, because when you do, the thing is they have to abide by their law. This is one of the things that they do. So when you know how to do it, you can outsmart them, because everything is false. All debt is fraud. All tax is fraud. If you've got a loan, which is called a mortgage, as you say here, mortgage means death pledge. Literally, it means death pledge. And a mortuary. Death pledge. That's what a mortgage is, because you sign one and then you've got to work yourself to death to pay it off. That's how they get us. Doc. Ship's dock. A document. A court doc. You have to stand in the dock, don't you? So this is how they say, you're on dry land, blah, blah, blah. You're in our jurisdiction, but on the docks. When you're in court, and that's where they get you up, and you've got to plead your case. Mast is a master. Chartered, it's a ship hired or freighted. And we have chartered accountants. And we have charters, we have charters, obviously, that are a legal term, but it means to hire something so you can use it as freight. So what is a chartered accountant? What's the freight? Because we know what the payoff is. It's our tax money. So we're the freight. Chartered accountants. Like a sheet of paper. A ship's sails are called sheets. It's how they get things to move. Court obviously is court. If you go to court, you probably get caught. And a courtroom is fictional. It's not the actual room. It actually only exists on paper. And if you know the ins and outs, if you go into a courtroom and the right document isn't signed by the judge, then there's no courtroom there, and the judge is sitting there illegally impersonating a judge.